3 of Celebrating Becoming Heather. We're skipping ahead. I don't actually even know what chapter this is. Let's see. Chapter 6 now. Heather just had a conversation with Ellie and found out that Edward is Rick's brother, that he's Ellie's uncle. And so this is where she talks to him about that. Returning to the turret, she sat down on a bench and turned her thoughts to the things she had just learned. Olivia was Edward's daughter. It was so strange. She and Rose looked exactly alike. How could this be? Me too. Good night. The distant words caught Heather's attention. She looked around and saw Edward leaving the teen tower and heading her way. She wondered if he had met Ellie, but from the pleasant look on his face, she doubted it. He climbed the 4 steps up to the turret, but did not notice Heather until he was within a few feet of her. "Oh, hi. I didn't see you," he commented. I just came to look at the stars. This is a favorite spot of mine." All of a sudden, Heather felt embarrassed and uncomfortable to be caught in the moonlight in her pajamas. "Oh, I'm sorry. You can have it. I'll go to bed." "No, that's okay," he smiled in amusement, "as long as you don't mind if I join you." "Of course not." He sat down and they both looked up. "It's so pretty in the moonlight," she remarked. He nodded. "That's true, but I prefer a moonless night when the stars are bright." They were quiet for a few moments, and then Heather broke the silence. "Ellie just told me something about you I didn't know." "Really? Was it my age?" "No," she giggled. "She was telling me that you're her uncle." "You didn't know that?" "Nope." "That's odd. I assumed you knew who I was." "It seems everyone else did too." "So what is your last name?" "Scarlet, just like everyone else." "Then you're Rick's brother?" "Yep, Rick's younger brother." Heather studied his face and for the first time noticed that he did bear a slight resemblance to Rick. "You do look a little alike, I guess," she said. He just shrugged. So are you going to tell me your age?" she teased, since Ellie didn't. "Sure, I'm 21. She raised her eyebrows at him. "And I'm 87. "You are?" She rolled her eyes. "How old are you really?" "That's all I'm going to say about it." "Fine, I'll just ask the kids in the morning." "Do that," he sighed. "I'm going to turn in." Rising, he bade her good night and retired to the central tower. Heather remained only a few minutes longer before returning to her own bed. Okay, skipping ahead a little bit. At dinner that night, Heather remembered her intention of discovering Edward's age. Ben was sitting across from her, so she whispered his name to get his attention. When she had it, she asked how Rose complained about something and Heather had to help her. "Just a minute." She helped the 2-year-old and then turned back to Ben. "How old is your uncle?" "Uncle Edward? He's..." "Reuben," explained Edward. "Whose side are you on?" Ben grinned. "Yours, I guess." "That's what I thought." "Is anyone going to tell me?" asked the nanny. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then, watching his brother, Rick said, "I'd tell you, but Edward told me he would do some extra work tomorrow, and that might not happen if I do." "Can you guess?" asked Edward. "Are you 26? "No," cried Timothy. "Uncle Edward is 31. "I'm what?" 31! Edward ran around the table toward the boy. Timothy ran into the kitchen. Edward followed. Their screaming and laughter could be heard from the dinner table. And the rest of the family knew that the 3-year-old had been caught. Edward carried his nephew back to the table and set him in his chair. "That'll teach him to tell on me," he grunted. The others smiled. "Are you really 31? Heather asked. She and the younger Scarlet father were sitting on the moonlit bench once again. "Yep," he answered. "You don't look that old." "You think I'm old?" "No, I just didn't think you were that much older than me. You're just a kid." "I'm old enough to take care of all of Rick's kids, not to mention your own daughter." "I suppose. Do you talk to your family much?" He changed the subject. "I talked to my mom a bit yesterday. Why?" "I just wondered. You're from a pretty big family, aren't you?" "Yeah, I have 6 brothers and 16 nieces and nephews." "That's quite a few." "How old are your siblings?" "They're all older than me. The oldest is 37. He got married pretty young and has a son who's Brian's age. My youngest brother is 21. He just got married." "You're calling me old when your own brother is older than me? Gee, kids these days." Heather laughed. "You're dating yourself with that expression, old man." Edward grinned. "Good point. You know, I do kind of feel old when I think about Brian and Ellie going out to make their way in the world in a few years. It doesn't seem that long since they were born." "Earlier, Violet told me she doesn't have any friends. Is that true for all of them?" He nodded. "Yeah, they haven't been off the island since their mom died, except Brian. He comes to work with us sometimes." "You never take them to California?" No, it's been a struggle just to survive these past couple of years. Rick is just now recovering. He was too upset to think of taking them anywhere. He's tried hard to hold them together and raise them by himself, but he's missed Rose and found it hard to function without her. When Rose and Olivia were alive, we visited their family quite a bit. Where was Olivia from? All of their family lived in Boston. Rose was the youngest in a big family, and Olivia was her niece. Wait, does that mean that you're Rick's nephew? She laughed. I guess you could say that. And Olivia was her aunt's sister? That's great. Yeah, they were always pretty close anyway. A small giggle caught their attention. They turned and saw two small heads peeking around the corner. Mary, Dahlia, you're supposed to be in bed, Heather exclaimed as she moved toward them. We can't sleep, put in the older girl. We want you to tell us a story, chimed Dahlia. All right, tell your uncle good night and let's go. Good night, Edward. The girls followed her example and she led them back to their beds. That's all for tonight. Thanks for watching.